Hello guys, what's up? In this video I'd like to give you some tips on how to best use Kepler and some of its instruments. So let's get started. First of all, I would like to talk about the string texture, because I would like to explain you how to use this kind of instrument and how to use the legato mode. So let me start from these presets, best at 70. Of course, this is a tempo synced sound because we have a BPM, which is the native BPM. That means that this particular patch works perfectly at 70 BPM, so you can also use it with a different BPM. Of course, I suggest you to stay in a range of 20 BPM, for example, from 70 BPM up to 100 BPM. Anyway, now I would like to try in real time. But the important thing to understand very well is how to play to create the legato mode, to use the legato mode. Let me explain better. So as you can see, the sample is really long, okay? And in particular, this preset that I've created is using 3 layers. So we have layer 1, violin, forte, piano. Layer 2, violin, arc 1. Layer 3, violin, sync 01, 70 BPM. In particular, this sample here, that of course you can, if you create a patch from scratch, you can load inside the layer 2 or layer 1, which is this one. We have 2 versions, sync 1 and sync 2. In particular, this sample is pretty cool because we have created with Gabriele, which is the musician, we have created this patch playing a lot of long expressive notes with also the legato and blending between the octaves. This means that when you play, in particular when you play in this case the layer 3, which is this range here, so the red keyboard, you can create interesting blending effect. Let me show you. Now I play these notes. So I'm playing just the notes, as you can see. I still on the notes. So one of the best ways to use these patches is to play a harmony very simply like I'm doing right now, and then the patch will do the rest, because there is the legato mode, because there is the real performance of Gabriele, of the musician. So just play an harmony, you know. Without releasing the keyboard. If you want to have a zero sound, so if you want to go to zero, you can use the modulation wheel and the expression. But I'm not releasing the keyboard. As you can see, I'm playing without releasing the notes. It's important to understand, because if I play releasing the keyboard, of course, there is the retriggering any times from the beginning. It's cool, but of course, if you want this vibrant sound, you know, with a lot of life, I suggest to play this specific patch, the string patch in general, and also the choir patch. Now I'm going to show you using this technique. So try to don't release the keyboard and play with the modulation wheel and with the control change 11, so the expression, to create, of course, the dynamic, to create the zero sound, you know. Okay, another tip is the layering. So, for example, I start from this specific sound, but now I duplicate my texture designer and I can add another layer. So, for example, best at 70 plus, I don't know, maybe cello and violin. Let me try. Let me listen to in solo this one. Maybe I change the layer 3. So now I play with these two instances. Okay, let me try another example. Maybe I load arc combo. So in some case I create the release off. So the note off. In some case I create the release, so I release the notes. For example, in this case, now I release the notes and I play again. But when I want to have this vibrant organic sound, I don't release the keyboard. Okay, so, and of course, when I record, let me try to record so I can show you the MIDI events. Okay, just an example. As you can see, there are always the overlaps. For example, even if in for example, here there is not the overlap, but there is always this long D that is playing and is creating the overlap. So in this case, there is always the triggering for the legato because there is this note. So in this case, even if I don't create the overlap, it's the same. But if I create this cut, for example, and I create this empty space, in this case, there is the retriggering from the beginning. So all this part is using the legato. So there is not the retriggering. And now there is the release. And from this part, the sample, the patch restarts from the beginning. So you can use both of them. In this part, I want to have the release, the legato mode between the notes, because I want to listen to this blending between the notes. But for example, from this part, I want to have the retriggering of the sample, so I create this empty space, this release off. The same thing is for the choir, for example. Let me try with some choir texture. For example, this U sound. As you can see from the waveform, there is not the retriggering, because I'm playing without releasing the keyboard. If I play there is the retriggering from the beginning. of course, remember that the layering is really interesting in this library in general, but in particular with this library. For example, I love also create a combination between this acoustic sound plus some hybrid sound. For example, I don't know, some texture. Okay, let me try. As you can see, I'm playing just the same notes, the same harmony, but is the patch in this case, this one, I think that is playing with this blending, you know, because it's a real performance, so it's really cool. So you have just to play in a really clean and easy way. Just don't release the keyboard to have this effect. Really easy. It's really inspiring. You have just to play. You don't have anything too complicated to program, so just playing and you have a great sound. For example, I can create a more complex layering here, just adding, for example, some solo vocal. Why not? For example, let me try with this infinity loop. Let me listen to in solo. Okay, all together, so 4 instances. Really inspiring, and of course maybe I can let me try to add also a chord designer instance with, I don't know, something of more rhythmic elements. I don't know, let me try with some blah blah blah. Let me try with some metal and object. Let me try to this. Okay, for example, now I try to use the lean range because I like this patch, but I don't want to play on this range of the keyboard because here I have the violins. I want to play this chord designer patch only on this keyboard range. So for create this mapping, I use the lean range. So layer 1, and I want the layer 1 from, I click lean range and I select the range from this node to this one. Then same thing for layer 2, click lean range from this one to this one, and layer 3, same thing from this one to this one. So now here I have only the texture designer with the violins, the vocals, and here I have also the chord designer. And I've created this nice multi-layering. Just some tips, and remember that it's important to understand these particular things to play very well with the texture designer, with the string textures, choir texture, because it's important to understand very well this particular way to play. Okay, I hope this tutorial it was useful, and see you in the next video and tutorial. Ciao ciao.